What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D, and we got to talk about Deandre Ayton. Those of you who may be out of the loop, former number one pick. He got drafted by the Suns. He's been kind of in purgatory career-wise for the last couple seasons out there in Portland, playing for the Blazers. But this offseason, he's been traded to the Lakers, so I'm looking to see what he does in that situation. This could possibly be the best situation he's been in, or not. We'll see how that goes. But a woman who goes by Caribbean Curls on IG, she made some posts recently and she added him in them. She was apparently in Turks and Caicos, and yeah, just some notes that let me give y'all real quick. This is a woman who very much appears to be one of those IG chicks that's always on some sort of sponsored holiday. And apparently in March she was posting pregnancy pictures. So this is a woman that just not too long ago was pregnant, and she already back in the streets after giving birth. It just leads me to wonder who's with her kid. Like what's going on with that? But nonetheless, here's what's going on here. She added Deandre Ayton with this post saying, Deandre Ayton security left me outside in the middle of nowhere in Turks of Caicos because I won't have sex with him. So she threw that out there. Of course, the internet got to talking. A lot of people was putting her on blast, laughing, saying, why would you go on some vacation or whatever with a man that you don't intend to sleep with? Why would you jump on a plane with no money? This broke B energy, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, the internet was having fun with it. I don't know what happened. Maybe DeAndre's people reached out to her and told her clean this crap up. Probably she signed some sort of NDA, because now all of a sudden she tried to walk back what she initially said. And she says in a follow up, my phone was broken. I didn't have the chance to address what really happened. And now she puts in all caps, DeAndre has nothing to do with what happened between his security driver and I. So now your phone was broken. Now you made that post that by most people, they would interpret that as DeAndre Ayton left you. Know he had his people take you wherever and leave you because you wouldn't do nothing with him, because you chose to at him. You didn't have to do that, and you chose to do that. And now people running with it. You're not quite getting the sympathy that you thought you would get. Plus, you probably getting some sort of pressure from DeAndre's peoples. And now you want to try to walk it back. This wasn't working though. So let's go to the next message that she posted. And this one's amusing to me because it's a total gaslight. You people need to stop with the false rumors and learn how to read. I was never flown out anywhere. Now, right quick, let me add some context to that. This is totally a gaslight because she's making it seem like the assumption that everybody made based on the info that she provided, they're making something out of nothing. They have no reason to believe what they believe. They're just making things up. Yeah, this is a gigantic gaslight. Also, the she was never flown out anywhere. Well, how true is that? Because she posted a picture of her getting off of a private jet there. The reason why this information is significant is because later in her proof that she paid for her own ticket, she posts some receipt for an economy flight. We don't know when that was, whose that was. I mean, I'm sure it was a real flight, but we don't know when it was and whose it was. Especially when at the time that you arrived in Turks and Caicos, you posted a picture getting off of a private jet. So that's one of the reasons why people weren't really feeling sorry for her, because they like, a guy flew you out private to Turks and Caicos and you playing these silly little games like you didn't want to bang him. Like, why'd you even go? But let me continue. I paid for my own flight with my friends. We went to a party, and the people I was in Turks with was part of his group. I never said Deandre himself did anything. Yeah, but the way you framed it, stop acting like people are interpreting this in a way that it was impossible by the way you framed it. I was talking about the local hired security. Deandre was with the people I was with. My friends got drunk and left me, so he politely had his security driver drive me back to where I was staying. As we were driving, his security driver tried to make advances at me, which I declined. Things got heated, and I was left in the middle of the pitch black street, stranded while intoxicated. She just keeps adding more details. Uh, and that's why I'm really not buying this. I really don't think that she's being honest here. The post was done out of me being in fear for my life. Yeah, okay, sure. In case anything happened to me, people will know it's the security that I was last seen with. Deandre had nothing to do with this. It was his security driver. Deandre was not present at any given time. This act was done by the local hired security driver from the island. So throw a random guy up that's not here to defend himself. We're going to throw it on some random security driver because you are in desperate need to try to retract the story that you first gave. So, one, as I said, the whole in fear of my life thing, that's an extra detail. My phone was broken. I'm not buying that, okay? One thing that I can tell you about chicks like this, that phone is going to get used no matter what. That phone screen can be as cracked up as it want to be. I've seen it. Totally shattered screens. They will put the screen protector on it, or if the screen protector was already on it, when it got shattered, that screen protector is literally holding the screen together. They will continue to use that damn thing. So your phone conveniently happened to be broken under these circumstances. You were intoxicated. You're in the middle of nowhere. You fear for your life, and a partridge in a pear tree. You know, it's really just not believable, man. Not at all. And the whole trying to throw security, this is not what she conveyed at first, like, oh, Deandre wasn't there, this and that, because she didn't have to tell this story at all. And when telling this story, she could have left Deandre Ayton out. So it's like every time she tries to tell a version of this story and it's not good enough because it's not working, she then comes up with another version that adds more details to try to make herself seem more sympathetic. And yeah, I'm looking at here the um, receipt for a flight. The ticket was $658.81, and she like, yes, I fly economy. Argue, with your mama. Yeah, yes, I fly myself economy for 2-hour flights. Argue with your mama. Whatever, man. Like, again, nobody cares that you fly economy. The only reason why she would think that's an issue is because you have a person that is constantly trying to convey a quality of life that they can't afford. Whenever it's a chick that is always on vacation, man, she is always on holiday, she's always on a trip, more often than not, this is transactional stuff happening. You get what I'm saying? These aren't real relationships. This is her flying out for transactional circumstances. Whatever guy slides into her inbox, slides into her DMs and pitches the idea, hey, what's up, whatever, and then she goes out there. But, I mean, people still don't feel sorry for her because they like, listen, a dude flew you out private to Turks and Caicos, and you want to be on some, you don't want to do nothing stuff when you get there. And I see women make this case all the time, like, well, you're not owed, she doesn't owe you her body and whatnot. This is true. She doesn't owe anybody her body. But let's be adults here. You know full well, especially when you reach a certain age, there's just no excuse for being this level of naive. So let's just go ahead and throw that away. The idea that this is a woman that is in any way, shape, or form naive about what men want. This is a woman that constantly markets herself to men. She knows what men want. So let's not play the convenient dunce hat here. A man that is flying you out, he is expecting to be able to get one off after a long day of doing whatever. Poolside, fine dining, spa day, whatever it is. At the end of the day, when that dude has had his glass of wine or whatever, he is expecting to get one off, because why else would you be there? He's not bringing you there to discuss how to run a triangle offense. He's not bringing you there to play Apex Legends with. The guy is bringing you there for exactly what you know that he brought you there for. So the playing dumb once they get there, whatever, that's just silly. Ladies, I'm gonna say this. Do not go on trips with men that you do not find attractive, that you don't. If this is a guy that you don't want to be intimate with, do not go on a trip with. This whole, they could just get, what happened to getting to know each other and getting vibes. That sounds silly as hell. When I be seeing women actually make this, this proclamation of what happened to getting to know each other, what happened to setting vibes. Ain't nobody there in Turks and Caicos there to get to know each other. Sorry. They not. Ain't nobody inviting you somewhere like that, all expenses paid, flying you out private to get to know you. He can get to know you over FaceTime. So let's stop acting like we don't know the game here. People want to be treated like intelligent, sophisticated adults until it's time to be. Then they want to play dumb. I didn't know. I had no idea. Or what happened to just getting to know her, this and that. Ain't nobody sending no private jet to get to know your behind, ladies. So I don't know why women love playing dumb like this so tough. It doesn't work. It's never worked. So how about we just put the playing dumb playbook to bed? Let me continue on with what this woman said. It's actually how insane how none of these blogs or you internet police people know any of these people y'all talk about in real life. More gaslighting. You guys don't know these celebrities. You guys don't know these IG models. Y'all love to rage bait. Not every female on Instagram y'all see on here is selling it just because they got the aesthetics y'all envy. So the trying to feel sorry for me card didn't work, so now let me insult the people who are commenting. She's the one who put this out here. Nobody made her reveal that she was in Turks and Caicos or who she was there with. Nobody made her reveal the alleged scenario of her getting put out on the side of the road. This is all stuff that she's chosen to put out there in the ether. And the thing is, okay, when you put stuff out there on the internet, people are going to react to it. So if you don't like things you say or do being scrutinized, then you should keep them to yourself. But putting stuff out there for the world to react to, and then when they react to it, but not in a way that you like, now feeling some sort of way about it, it's just kind of silly. And we got, oh boy, we got one more, one for the road. She had to go ahead and go here. Once again, I repeat, I did not get flown out by Deandre. I was highly intoxicated when I made the post about the incident with the security/driver. Deandre had nothing to do with it and wasn't present at any given time. You guys misinterpreted the post. Oh, sure we did. Badly. I was never stranded in Turks and Caicos. I just meant in the heat of the moment that I was stranded outside for some time. As soon as I got out of the driver's car, I had to act quick and literally got myself a cab home, got ready and went out to another party and bumped into Deandre again. Oh, how convenient. Everything was fine. I joined my family. So you bumped into Deandre again. So after his people supposedly, you know, tried to make an advance at you, you wasn't going for it. He kicked you out or whatever. You made your way to another party where Deandre happened to be at, and that just didn't come up, huh? Everything was just cool. That just didn't. Y'all just weren't going to go over that one, huh? Okay. All right. Yeah. I joined my family and friends on this trip last minute, and see more and more details because the last version wasn't good enough, so she's got to tell another version. To notice with each story, she tries to manage her reputation, manage her image. With each story, she tries to add more details to try to paint her as not being a liar, not being shady. I mean, again, it's wild to me that a woman that just popped out a kid a few months ago is out here in the streets acting like this. You know, I digress. Shout out to fathers out there that raise your daughters, man. Because seriously, woo! If you are a father of a daughter, her being out here like this is your worst nightmare, for real. So shout out to fathers who raised their daughters and kept them off the pole, kept them off IG, kept them out of the streets. Continuing though, we stayed in our own villa. I paid for everything for myself. I am fresh out of postpartum. More details to try to make herself not seem so shady, but these details actually just make her look worse. But yeah, she says, I am postpartum and my alcohol tolerance is out the window. Please let this situation go like I did. Now she wants everyone to let it go. I was on a yacht the next day with friends. My phone was broken and I could net get into my Instagram to delete the original post. Okay. I flew home with no phone, and that's how you know I'm not lying about buying my own ticket. All I had to do was show the airport my passport. I was already in the system, phone or not. I appreciate folks like this or whatever, because as I said, they give me stuff to talk about, man. But this is what the game is now, man. This is why you gotta have these women sign that NDA. I'm sure Ayton had her sign an NDA, and when she ran to IG breaking the NDA, someone from his group reminded her that she signed an NDA and they will enforce it. Because the way she was working overtime, trying so hard to retract or explain away the original post is hilarious. You know that this was all. Listen, she don't know this man. All right, she couldn't care less. She is not fighting this hard to protect this man's reputation and image because she's just such a nice person and he's so wonderful, this and that. No, she is trying so hard to protect this man's reputation and image because she put damage to it that could ultimately have some sort of negative impact on what she got going on. And the whole, oh, I paid for my own place, so you had your villa but you had to fly economy somewhere. Okay, all right. You know, you you had a villa, you can be on yachts but you had to fly economy somewhere, supposedly. I mean, being at the villa, being on a yacht, flying private, this all sounds like stuff that was provided for her by Aiden. Like, just keeping it a buck. I'm going to leave it there, though, you guys. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.